Let's talk about being aware of the wolves in sheep's clothing. What exactly do they look like? Do they look like they have sheep's clothing on? So, people who are trying to prey and target those who have a good nature, they mainly mask themselves in the perception that those good-natured people have of them. Let me explain. So say, I go out into the world, and I think for the most part, people are decent. They're good. They try their best. Sometimes they make mistakes. And I see this person over here as, he's this, farmer guy that I see at the church, and he's kind of a little quirky, and he seems all right, right? So people will see the way that you perceive them and lean into that, right? So they will lean into that as the chasm, the mask between their wicked heart that looks to do evil towards people and is directed towards you and your goodness. And they will keep that mask up, that perception that you have of them, and lean into it, right? So you have to look at people's fruits, not just what they say, not just how they present themselves on the surface. You need to be able to take the whole entire persona of them, right? Who they are, their persona, right? Take that, put that to the side, and look very, very squarely at their actions. Look very squarely at their fruits. And in doing so, you'll be able to get to the heart of the individual, and if they are pursuing righteousness or if they are pursuing wickedness. Because a lot of people can be lost in the dark, right? People can be lost in the fog, but those who are lost in the fog genuinely are most likely not pursuing wickedness, right? Because people want to keep people in the fog to prevent them from seeing the true wickedness. So if people have a wicked heart, as many do in 2026 in the Western world, you need to be testing of their character. Not just what they, present themselves to be in terms of their persona, how they act, the mask that they wear, but in their character, in their actions, and how they actually conduct and carry themselves. So when we're talking about the wolves in sheep's clothing, a lot of the times they try to make themselves look all bubbly and friendly and present a mask to the world as one thing. They could have a picture of, I love Jesus in their profile picture on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, but God knows their heart, and we are told to test the spirits, to not just take that as face value and say, well, they got a cross, so therefore they're a good Christian person. No, anybody can just put a picture of anything on their profile picture. You need to look into their character, press into their actions, how they hold themselves, how they conduct themselves in the world. And you will oftentimes see that many people are actually pursuing wickedness. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of the world that we live in, because we know that the way to heaven is very narrow and the way to hell is very wide. So be discerning of the wolves in sheep's clothing. I hope that this could help you understand more clearly to not just take their persona at face value. Like I said, a lot of the times one of the biggest masks that they wear is your own perception of them, your own good-natured perception of them, and they will hide behind that and inflict evil upon you, and it may be very subtle. A lot of the times people do witchcraft and sorcery behind closed doors, but I'm putting you onto this as a child of God who follows Jesus. This is what's going on in the world. This is why we're told to be as innocent as doves but as wise as serpents, because the devil is very crafty. So be discerning, go out there and judge good from evil, separate yourselves from those who do evil, and continue pursuing and following Jesus. We'll see you on the next one.